All right, let's dive in because today is all about you. This is not about me or Charlie Jean or any kind of stuff out there. If you're man, and more importantly, if you've been following this channel or if it's the first time you've come across this channel and you just watch this now, you go, what is this crazy cat on about? I want to say thank you from on behalf of Charlie Jean and myself and the team. We've hit a milestone. It might not seem anything to people out there, but we hit 4,000 subscribers recently, only the other week. And I think even now, I'm just checking YouTube, we're almost at 4,500. So it's growing really quickly. And that is for a number of reasons. Obviously, the content that we're putting out to help you, but more importantly, it's people, it's men like you that have had the courage to ask the questions, because a lot of the live presentations that I've been doing have been addressing questions that you guys have been asking, whether you've been emailing to us at hello at Men's IBS Mastery, or potentially you've messaged me publicly or privately in the DMs in our Facebook group, IBS in Men, and the various other socials that we've got, TikTok and Instagram and all the other bits and pieces, or on YouTube as well. So we're pulling in all these queries, all these concerns from you about not just irritable bowel syndrome and symptom relief, because it obviously extends to far more than that, but things that are concerning you as a man that are different to maybe a woman. There's a lot of women's groups out there and they just chitter chatter things that are specific to you. Uh, Maybe it's fears. We've addressed bowel cancer, colon cancer. We've addressed that loads of times. We've discussed all the different symptoms and how they overlap with not just cancer, but with inflammatory bowel disease, celiac disease, all this different stuff to give you the right information. And again, if you've come across this for the first time and you're thinking, who's this cat going on about? It is a thank you video overall to you if you're watching this, if you're a subscriber to the channel and you're following us on various socials. So massive, massive thank you. But more importantly, well done, and a pat on the back for having the courage to ask the questions, watch the videos, and start taking action and doing something about the condition that you've either been diagnosed with or maybe you've not been diagnosed yet and you're on that journey. Wherever you're at on the journey, we're all on a journey in life, all on a journey. Yeah, wherever you are, I believe, as I was taught by Sabri Subri, an entrepreneur from Australia, a great analogy that he said is when you're on your way up in an elevator, press the button and send it back down for other people. And it's the same, in the military, just to go on, is help people on the way up, be nice to people on the way up, and help service other human beings so that they can, help you on the way back down. There's all these different things. And what this means is for this channel, and if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button. And again, this is not for mine or Charlie Jean's ego or for any financial gain. We don't need any of that. We're good. But what it does mean is the algorithm, and it's all changed now with AI, will pick up on these channels. The smaller channels now are growing because it's finding out the algorithm, which is really good news. And for you, if you're listening, it's good news. If you didn't know this, it picks out the smaller channels as well as the bigger ones that are experts, and it reads all the qualifications that you put on there. If you read the descriptions on some of the videos that we've put on there, a lot of it sounds a bit what, because we're explaining not just to the viewer but to the AI algorithm that, for example, Charlie Jean is a registered dietitian. She's got two MSCs, Masters of Science, one in dietetics, one in sports nutrition. She's a cognitive behavioral hypnotherapist, and a whole host of other stuff, a whole host of diplomas and bachelor's degrees. But more importantly, she's got the experience, and this is what the algorithm picks up on: is the expert qualifications and the experience. Whereas CJ, as we call her, has had over a decade of helping men like you, like me. I've had IBS since 2003 to get that transformation, to come out at the other end, no matter how bad things may be now or maybe are getting, but to draw that line in the sand and having that expert guidance that, she's my wife and now I'm fortunate enough to have her as a business partner, but she's more than that. She's been my mentor, my IBS mentor. I've been really lucky in that respect to be married to somebody that is their expertise is in IBS with men, being that person from when I met her. So I've been very fortunate, and her clients, that she's had in the past, she's worked with thousands of men that have all had the transformation. And we were discussing the other day, and she says, I can't give you a percentage of a success rate, like, I've had 99% or an 80% success rate, because what I do know is it's never 100%. And the reason it's never 100% is it's the men that don't apply the knowledge, the wisdom, what's been taught to them for whatever reason. They don't apply it, or and they fall off the tracks again. It's interesting, isn't it? Whereas you've got people like that, an expert consultant, that if you follow her guidance, watch these videos, listen to it. If you're listening to our podcast on the podcast channel Buzzsprout, on your Apple or your Spotify, it is called Beyond Bathroom Blues. If you're listening to that, there's 3 seasons worth of episodes on there, tons and tons of content. And a lot of that, if you listen to CJ, it's all backed by science. She never ever creates a video or a podcast, which is good news for you, that she hasn't, one, she knows it's correct from experience and qualifications, but also reconfirms that it's relevant today by checking the current scientific evidence that backs it up. So isn't that amazing? So I just wanted to get that out there. Again, it's not for to showing off or look at us. I'm actually speaking about CJ, my wife, but telling you that it is really, really important that you follow the right people in life, especially today more than ever, because look at how the world is evolving. It's evolving in some respects, and I think it's going in the opposite direction in others. Not to be negative, because I like being positive, but it's crazy. And we've shown videos that are on here, and podcasts and various other content, blogs or articles, where we've discussed about charlatans, fake gurus, to protect you, to look after your health, to look after you and your family, but and stop them fleecing you and taking money out of your wallet and just turning you into a cash machine. So we're doing that to protect you. Does that mean that we never charge people, never charge our clients, and everything's free? Absolutely not. Or we wouldn't be entrepreneurs, and we wouldn't have the life that we have and be able to grow the business that we're growing. Clearly, we charge a premium price for private clients, and it's not cheap, and rightly so, because here's the thing: if you ever do become a client of ours, as you'll find out with our mind, the way my mindset works, and the way that what I believe as an entrepreneur, forget IBS for a second, is when you invest in something where you're going to get a specific outcome, whether that's a business outcome, a health outcome, you go to a personal trainer, whether it's for weight loss, muscle gain, strength training, or with IBS, you want that transformation, to get your triggers under control, to identify those triggers fully and all the time. There's no cure, but at least you can feel as though it's being cured a little bit, in terms of you've got symptom relief most of the time, 90, 80, 90, 100%, whatever percent of the time. So you can get on with your life and do the things that you love without IBS getting in the way, without that being a dark cloud over your head and preventing you from getting flights, going on holiday, taking your kids to different places, and getting those life experiences and creating those memories with the people that you love, the people that you care about. And then aside from family, you notice how I put family first, faith and family above everything, guys. But then there's your business, if you've got a business, or maybe you're in senior management, maybe you're in competitive workplace and you want to get that promotion, that pay rise. How can you do that when you've got IBS clawing your back? It's like it pins you down, doesn't it? It pinches the toilet, and it prevents you from excelling and being your best self. So 4,000 subscribers, circling back, is a thank you. It's more of a celebration for you. For each and every, for 4,000 people, there's probably a couple of women in and amongst that 4,000, and that's cool. There's probably competition, no doubt, ripping off our content. Again, that's cool, because even that's happening, it's spreading the word out in one way or another. And as long as they're using our information, at least CJ's kit is correct. And it's important that you follow the right people. AI is crazy. Fake gurus and charlatans are sounding more convincing than ever, because they can go on ChatGPT, Claude, all these different platforms, Gemini, and sound spurt off like they know what they're on about. What I will finish on with AI, because it's not only is it trending, but it's relevant and it's going to be with us for the foreseeable future, I think, is be very, very careful and mindful when you're going onto AI, because we're all using it now to search for things, to look up how to, and how do I do this, and what do I do here, and all this jazz. As a minimum, you may be using it like we have for your business as well, and various data analysis. is remember that AI at the moment anyway it's like an advanced search engine, isn't it? It'll go out there and collect information from the web. It's not human. It's not. It's not walking around and you can sit down with it on a consultation yet. Maybe that'll come in the future, but at the moment, it's just it's a platform. That's all it is. It's a platform, and I want to share quickly with you before we finish today. Is It's an analogy that was I heard it from a guy. Dan Henry is his name, actually, an American lad that lives in Dubai, entrepreneur, loads of businesses, and I think he was talking about AI, and I thought what he said was absolutely bang on. It was on the money. Whereas if you were to go on holiday with your family, you might not be married yet, you might not have kids, but imagine now you're married and you've got a couple of kids and you all want to go, your IBS is under control, and you want to go away on holiday. You want a really nice holiday. Maybe you want to go to Dubai. Maybe you want to come to the UK if you're in the US. Probably not on holiday here. But you want to go on holiday and you've not been in ages. Now, the options of going on holiday is you can fly because you need to get a flight. The first option is with the first pilot. He's had 4,000 hours of simulator training, flight simulator. Brilliant in the flight simulator. And it's his first real flight, real life, flight. And you can go with him. Or you can go with the other pilot who's had 4,000 hours experience in the air, flying aircraft in real life situations, turbulence, bad weather, slippy runways, you name it, he's done it all. Which would you go for? And that's the thing, is I know which I'd go for straight away. I would, even if the first one was cheaper, I'm paying more money and I'm going with the second one. You better believe. And that's the thing with AI. AI is the flight simulator. It's a simulation platform and it's getting all the information from out there. It's not a real person. It's got no experience, no feelings, no consciousness, no emotions. It's not, it knows how people work and what they're feeling and how men are struggling with IBS. It doesn't know any of that. It can say it on paper because it searches it elsewhere on Reddit and all these different feeds and just clumps it all together and says it's that. And it sounds really convincing. So just be aware of that you might get some brilliant answers from AI. But and again, this is not an AI video. I just wanted to get that out there now on this presentation because I think it's really important to a lot of guys that I've seen have been in a few Facebook groups. Oh yeah, Claude has said this about IBS, and I'm like, it's wrong. Well, you know what I mean? It's like detrimental to your health. It can be. Don't get me wrong, it could come out with some amazing answers, but you've got to think it's pulling it from all over the internet. It doesn't identify if it's pulling it from like a university that's maybe correct, like Monash in Australia, which is a gleaming university for IBS studies. It probably maybe gets something from there. It maybe gets something from Reddit, people chatting, some Facebook posts that are public, and all this stuff, and then it just puts together something. So be aware of the simulator. Whereas if you're investing in yourself, if you're investing in whether it's, especially health, health is human beings, consultants that have got the experience, the qualifications, and they got the human touch as well. You'll never beat that. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you again. 4,000 and counting. I'm sure. I think the next video I'm going to do is 10k. Like I want to get to 10k by the end of this year. Why? Again, not for ego. Our channel's not even monetized. It could be. We're not bothered yet because we're just focusing on the algorithm doing its job, growing this channel. If you've not hit subscribe, help somebody to help yourself and help somebody else. That's what it's about. It's not about helping us. It's about helping other people. We're trying to create a movement here, a movement of men that we're here to help each other through this journey. Remember what I said about we're on a journey, help people on the way, yeah, as we're going forward in life, help people that are struggling, that are on the way behind, pulling them forward. This is what I know to be true. This is what we're doing. It's why we read books on money, finances, and investing and all that. They're written by people that are further ahead where we want to get to. And it's the same with IBS. It's the same with anything, really, isn't it? Basketball, I'm sure Michael Jordan, well, he did, didn't he? Michael Jordan was a kind of mentor, more like a brother to Kobe Bryant. As Kobe Bryant was coming up through the ranks in basketball, he had Michael Jordan to rub shoulders with, somebody that was further ahead of him, the GOAT. And I'm sure it was the same with LeBron, same in football. I've been watching the World Cup lately. A great video by a midfielder, Declan Rice, England, phenomenal England player, who spoke so highly of the striker, Harry Kane, saying how much of a privilege it is to be on the field with somebody that's doing amazing things at Bayern Munich, done some amazing things with England, and just a phenomenal football player again, who's not as good as Messi or Ronaldo yet, but he's younger. He's 32-year-old, so he's on his way. I think he's on that journey towards being probably one of England's greatest of all time football players. Harry Kane, if you're watching this, if you've got IBS, give me a call. I'm joking. Right, that's it. Thanks, guys. Let's keep it going. Subscribe, share the videos, share the love and the wisdom. And if you need anything, hit me up a message, and I'll be glad